Hey guys, it's Shalom. Welcome back to my channel. If you're new, I do videos on like pop culture, artists, messy stuff that makes me giggle. And okay, I'll stop. Okay, if you want to subscribe. I'll wait. Like literally, it's for free. Like the hell? Like what? Like come on, like press the subscribe button or it. And in today's video, I don't know what I'm going to title it, but I know I'm going to be talking about Tate McCrae's Meteoric, like meteoric, just skyrocketing to the top of the industry. And I've been on social media, I've been looking at people's tweets and other people's comments under her live performances, and a lot of people are comparing her to Britney Spears. They're saying that she's the new Britney, she's the new pop princess. Okay, that's a big word. Okay, we're using big words now. Pop princess, that's very, like, I'm gonna get into that later in the video, but that's very like pop princess, like damn. Okay, like okay, let's not compare. Oh, okay, like okay, you know what I mean? That's very like, I just hate it when people. I say this in a lot of my videos. I say just stop comparing new and upcoming artists to like legends and icons and just great performers and artists. Like I said that in my Chloe Bailey video. I'll link that down below. I've said that time and time again about Chloe Bailey. I said that about Flow, my Flow video. I got so much hate in that video. Like, oh my gosh, the amount of hate I got in that video, but at the same time, a win is a win because you're literally giving me engagement and views. And like, you know, just stop comparing new generational artists to icons and legends because it never ever ends well. And we've seen it so many times. Like, I think I've said this so many times, I don't want to repeat myself. But anyways, you know, a lot of people they don't even know who Tate McCrae is. They don't know where she came out from. They don't know who she is. And just to give a small background story for the people who don't know who she is, but I'll be very shocked because this girl has been worked like a dog. Like, she has been everywhere. She's been on the Billboard Music Awards, the AMAs, the VMAs, the Jimmy Fallon. Like, she's been everywhere. You can't really, like, if you're on social media, you've heard Tate McCrae or you've heard one of her songs at least once, I assume, unless you live under a rock. She got started out because initially she's like a dancer, right? And when I first saw her in that video where she had like a little side swoop. She had a little like bang going on the side of the hair. But okay, I'll stop. But she had like this YouTube channel and she would upload this video like saying like I wrote a song or something, and it had like so many views, and YouTube just kept recommending me this one video, and I was like, oh my gosh, let me just listen to this, like let me just watch this little white girlie sing or whatever she's trying to do. And I was pleasantly surprised. I was like, oh my gosh, her pen game is actually really good. And then she like released more and more music, and she had the Wande song and Teenage Mind. Like, I was like, oh my gosh, this girl's pen game's so good. Like, dang. Okay. And then she got some deals from record labels because her videos were going really viral. And one of the record labels that she obviously got signed to and is still signed to now is RCA Records. And I was like, oh my gosh, like Tate McCrae, do not sign that contract because I know RCA are just they are dodgy. But I sort of gave her the benefit of the doubt because RCA is only dodgy with you when you're black, but when you're white, they will give you like as much money as you want. Like, they are very, like, I know it's a big claim to say, but they are very like colorist. They will give Scratch Off like so much money for her albums and so much money for her songs and all this promotion for music videos. But then when it comes to Normani, someone who's actually talented and has ideas, they won't even give her money to fund her music videos. So, you know what I mean? But if you're white and you're signed to RCA, it's all good. And we've seen that with her Greedy music video. Like, RCA have been putting so much money into Tate McCrae because they know the money they're going to get back is going to be like even more than the money they put in. But oh my gosh, with the promotion, RCA have been working that girl like a dog. She had I think one day she had like 3 performances. RCA is a good record label basically when you're not black and you're not dark skinned. But apart from that, they're pretty good. I think what separates Tate McCrae from the crowd and like the rest of the industry is her dancing. Like, her dancing is incredible. It is. I think she's such a high level, and because she was a dancer before she was a singer, like, she is an incredible dancer. She's literally at like the highest level of dancing I think you could get, really, like at this moment of time. And the fact that she can sing as well and she can write is even chef's kiss. So that's why a lot of people see her as like the Britney Spears sort of girly, because her vocals aren't like amazing, but then like she can hide that and hide her vocals with her dancing and her performances because they are amazing every time. And her performances, that's something I'm going to get into later. Don't think I've forgotten because I did speak about it in my last video, but we're going to get into that. I will put in a clip if I can find it, but I found this short of this girl where she basically breaks down why artists go viral and why they're become famous. And she made such an amazing point, which I absolutely agree with. You know, Tate McCrae has been in the industry since what, like 2018, and then, you know, she was doing her thing, and then she had You Broke Me First, which was a massive like TikTok hit, sort of TikTok song. It's got like over 1 billion streams. And then from there, I feel like after You Broke Me First, she sort of hit like, not a plateau, but like she never had another song which like reached 1 billion streams, or like, you know, got close to like You Broke Me First. And I know she has other bops like She's All I Wanna Be and What Would You Do. Oh my gosh, What Would You Do is such a bop. That debut album by Tate McCrae, I Used to Think I Could Fly, is so good, and it is better than Think Later. I said what I said. Don't hit me and throw like tomatoes at me. But she said something in the video, and she said, what the 1 minute that Tate McCrae starts, you know, not dressing basic and like going out there with her outfits and her performances, that's the minute where she blows up. And I think that's a perfect example because, you know, when we look at her SNL performance, she's literally wearing like raggedy clothes, and like this era is sort of like she's wearing like really minimal, basic, sort of raggedy clothes that like look like I just sort of cut them up, but she makes it look really good because Tate McCrae could literally wear a bin bag and would still like make me like, you know what I mean? She's just got that like je ne sais quoi. You can tell I didn't pass French. She's just got that, you know what I mean? She's got that, oh, you know? But it wasn't until she started incorporating like heavy dancing choreography and, you know, experimenting with her fashion is when she, you know, blew up. And in the industry, you could be so talented. You could be like at the top of talent, but if you don't have something about your image, or if you don't have personality, or you don't have something about your image, or you don't do certain things, then no one will care. For example, Ice Spice, she was releasing music before, you know, the Munch song, but as soon as she changed her image, changed the way that she dressed, I did a short about it as well, changed the way that she dressed, did her makeup, and, you know, as soon as she cut her hair and dyed it ginger, that's when she blew up, because we had never seen something like that. And I feel like it's the same thing with Tate McCrae. We haven't seen someone dance with such like intensity and like aggressiveness in such a long time, and that's why people say she's like the Britney Spears, because I feel like the last time we've seen a white pop girly just doing like pop music it's been so long. Like, just we haven't had a white girl just sticking to white music, if that makes any sense. And when I heard Greedy, I was loving it because I was like, oh my gosh, we are getting back to pop hits, just good old pop songs. Like, you know, it's not like oh, I hate to say it, but you know what I mean? It sounds so wrong when I say it, but we haven't had a white girl just doing pop music and just sticking to pop music for such a long time. And I was just sort of like intrigued to hear it. And it's like a little, whenever I hear Greedy, it's like a little like white girl bop. Like, I love it. Like, I just love it. It's so catchy. It's so good. I love, like, it definitely is giving 2000 vibes. It's definitely giving 2000 vibes. Like, dang. But as I said in my last video, watch my last video for some of the stuff I did say about Tate McCrae. I don't want to repeat myself. With her intense dancing, that comes at a cost and a price of the quality of her vocals, because she is out of breath. And she also has asthma as well. I see a lot of people, they do say like she's out of breath, but she does have asthma. So I don't want to like knock her too hard, because, you know, singing and dancing must be hard as it is. But then if you have asthma, that must be like 10 times more harder. So I don't want to knock her too hard, because that's just mean. But I just feel like maybe she should turn down the intensity just a little bit, because like, imagine paying loads of money to see Tate McCrae and then she's literally just like barely singing, like singing one line, and then like the rest is just like pre-recorded vocals. I would be mad. And I'm just saying, another thing I think why she had such a meteoric rise is because album sort of era of Tate McCrae, she's more mature, and also she's a little more, I'd say, is promiscuous the right word? Like, she's more like sexual, if that makes sense. Like, if you watch her performances, it's not like she's giving like a Megan Thee Stallion performance or anything and like shaking her butts and everything. Like, I'm not saying that. She's, you know, wearing less clothing. You know, her performances are a little bit more, okay, maybe not sexual, but I know what I mean in my head. Her last era wasn't like, you know, I mean, it wasn't as, you know, she wasn't talking about mature topics as much as she is. They were just sort of nice, good bops. But in this era, you know, even her, look at her cover art. She's literally just wearing underwear and a top, and like, you know what I mean? Like, you know, there's a difference. And I think, you know, in order for you to become mainstream as a pop girly, a pop artist, a pop woman, you have to have an era where you're just, sort of sexualizing yourself. And I hate that that has to be a thing, but it is what it is. You have to have an era where you're over sexualizing yourself, or you're just sexualizing yourself a tad bit. It's just everyone has to have their good girl gone bad era. Everyone has it, Ariana Grande had it with Dangerous Woman. Like, everyone has to have that era in order. It's like an exception of a few people, but everyone has to have their good girl gone bad era just at least once in their lifetime. Or like the way they dress has to be at least like, a little bit, you know what I mean? And another reason why I think Tate McCrae blew up is because this is the first time, in my opinion, that she has properly experimented with like different songs and different vocals. Because I feel like at the beginning of her career, she was very comfortable with sort of singing in like the same melody, using the same chords, and like some of her songs did sound a bit similar. But with Greedy, I was shooketh when she previewed that. I was like, oh my gosh, girl, oh my gosh. But yeah, definitely the way she dressed, and as soon as she became more unique with her fashion style, because before, I hate to say it, even though I have a basic fashion sense, but her fashion sense as a pop artist, a pop girl, is pretty basic. As soon as she turned that around and started wearing just abnormal, quote unquote, clothes, that's as soon as she blew up. She blew up. And I believe she has like an alter ego now. I think her team probably told her like, right, we need to amp this up. You need an alter ego, because every pop girly, or, even rap people have alter egos, like Nicki Minaj. Even Drake has come out with a weird alter ego. I don't know why. I forgot what the alter ego is called. I think it's like Tatiana or something, or like Tati. But yeah, her performances just improve them a little bit. But comparing her to Britney Spears now, that's just absurd. That is ludicrous. That is crazy to compare Tate McCrae to someone as great as Britney Spears. I hold Britney Spears to a very high standard, and I really want Britney Spears to come back, but obviously she's got her own stuff to deal with. So I think her having a music comeback is like the last thing on her mind, really. But yeah, comparing her to Britney Spears, that's just, yeah, that's where we crossed the line. Comparing her, saying that she's the pop princess. Like, Greedy, Tate McCrae is great, but I just feel like once Ariana Grande comes back, she's gonna take her place as the pop princess again. But yeah, please stop comparing Tate McCrae to Britney Spears and like 2000 artists. That's not, no. That's not what we're gonna do. Although Tate McCrae is extremely talented, I'm not knocking her, saying that she's not talented, because she is extremely talented. It's just I think she brings something different than Britney. And Britney, she's been in the industry literally since she was like 13, and she's had hit after hit after hit. And Tate McCrae, like, give her time to mature, give her time to perfect her performances and how she's gonna sound before we're gonna compare her to someone like Britney Spears, who has been in the game for how long? So I think that's just quite disrespectful in my opinion. Now, let's not do that. But hopefully you like this video. Like, comment, share, subscribe. And that's all I got. Shalom, culture out.
Dream right here. This is my alter ego. Anita McQueen.